So today we're going to be looking at trigonometric functions, especially sine, cosine, and tangent. Trigonometry is often used to find angles, or in this case, sine, for values like sine, cosine, and tangent. Sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Now, if we look at this right triangle here, to better understand what opposite over hypotenuse means, B is the hypotenuse. The square on the little corner by Z represents that this triangle is a right triangle, because that square represents that the angle is a 90-degree angle. This in trigonometry is often called a 90-degree angle. Now, there are different types of triangles called special triangles, which often have sides and angles that are just special to the triangle, but those will come in a later video. Today we're going to be seeing how to find sine, cosine, and tan values. So if we look in the triangle over here, we can see that x is in the 30-degree corner or angle, and y is the 60-degree angle. Now, sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. So if we look at x, we can see that x is opposite to the side of C. So now remember that when they talk about opposite, they mean that opposite does not mean to the opposite angle, but rather to the opposite side. So here, the opposite would be C. So right now, we would write C at the top over the hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse in this case is B. So for sine x equals C over B, or C divided by B. Now, if we look at cos y, it says y is the 60-degree angle corner, and y is opposite to A. So now remember, don't think that y is opposite to C. Instead, think about the side that it is opposite to, not the angle that it's opposite to. So here, it would be A over, again, the hypotenuse is B. So it would be A over B. Now, if we go down, we now do tangent y. So tangent y equals opposite over adjacent. Later trigonometric values will also say that tan equals sine over cosine, because opposite over adjacent. Now in the problem here, it's asking what tan y is. So now the opposite of y is A, and the side that is adjacent to y is C. So that would mean tan equals A over C. One way I like to think about the sine, cosine, and tangent values is by the acronym of SOHCAHTOA. So I'll just write that down. SOHCAHTOA. So if we look at this acronym here, it says that S, which represents the word sine, is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, which is represented by the two letters O and H. While C here represents cosine. Cosine is represented by the C, and the next two letters are adjacent over hypotenuse. And then T represents tangent, and the next two letters are opposite over adjacent. Thank you for listening.